You've got a stupid smile. You know that, pal? Can you see it? Huh? Good. Did you smile when the bulldozer ran over the black kid's body? Did you? Did you smile when the bodies were covered over? Did you? Get up here! Come on. Did you smile that same stupid smile? Huh? Did you?
Whoa. Whew. I need to calm down. That's not Gene Hackman as Jimmy Popeye Doyle from Billy Friedkin's The French Connection. That's Hackman as Agent Anderson from Alan Parker's Mississippi Burning. The point is, everyone needs to be smacked around by Gene Hackman at least thrice in their stupid, worthless lives. Where is Gene Hackman? Where is he? Why doesn't he act anymore? What happens to these iconic actor guys, these aging badasses who simply slip away from our cinematic witnessings of them? Hackman's only 85. Ah, shit, that is pretty old. But at least he's still smacking them around out there. No, I'm serious. Here, according to Wikipedia, on October 30th, 2012, Hackman slapped a homeless man who recognized him in downtown Santa Fe. Hackman told the police that the homeless man became angry when he was refused money, called his wife an obscene name, and moved in close to a threatening manner to Gene. Hackman also told the police that he was then forced to slap the man to fend him off. No charges were filed, as it was determined by police that Hackman acted in self-defense. You're goddamn right he acted in self-defense. That homeless man's lucky Gene didn't pour a giant can of trash all over him. And I'll tell you something else. Some of these clowns around here at the Cutting Room Movie Podcast could stand to be smacked around a little by Gene Hackman. Take our host, Tom Detloff, for example. Oh, he could use a swift kick in the hindquarters and a rap across the yap by Gene. Yeah, I see it. There's Tom, standing around at the bar, smoking a disgusting cigarette. And old Gene just walks right up, pulls a cigarette out of Tom's lips, stomps out the cigarette, and starts smacking Tom all over the tavern. Did you smile?
The tavern! The tavern!
Did you smile when you changed the cutting room schedule to accommodate your goddamn stupid fucking season opener baseball game? Did you? Did you smile when you left Nomad Iris drunk at the bar, puking his filthy insides out like a goddamn animal, leaving the poor female bartender to clean up his disgusting awful mess? Did you? Did you smile when you chose to spend your hard-earned waiter bucks on cigarettes and beer versus a decent laptop that could take your show to the next level? Did you? Oh, Tom.
One thing I will say, I am so happy I was assigned the honor of introducing The French Connection here in the Cutting Room. Growing up, this film just never did anything for me. I don't know, I didn't get it. It was gritty and dirty and brown looking and gross, and everyone was just haggard, and everyone looked ugly and worn out and smacked around by Gene Hackman as Popeye Doyle. I didn't understand why he was called Popeye. I didn't follow all the international drug stuff, the storylines, the plot. I don't know, everyone talks about the, famous car chase. The famous car chase. It's not a car chase. It's a subway car chase. It didn't register with me that it remains, to this day, I might add, one of the most harrowing scenes of a man hell-bent on justice that any of us has ever seen in our lives. I didn't see it. I didn't see what else Friedkin was doing with the form beyond The Exorcist. I was a 1-year-old when this thing was released. It's taken me 44 years to see what a monumental classic this is. How fast-paced and absorbing and intense and provocative it is. And Gene deserves to smack me around for that. I loved it. And I want to see it again. And Roy Scheider's in it. Roy plays Gene's partner, Buddy Russo. They're so good together. Look at Roy Scheider's career. Jaws, Marathon Man, all that jazz, The French Connection. How fucking kick-ass is his resume? Poor Roy. He's long dead. Oh, I miss acting so much. The French Connection makes me want to get back to it. Anyway, I want Gene to smack around ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Kanye West, everyone in Congress, anyone who hunts or maims or abuses animals, Hart D. Fisher, and one of my neighbors. I want Gene Hackman in his Popeye pork pie to smack around anyone I determine deserves it. It's too bad Popeye Doyle failed as a franchisable character. I think he could have gone the distance.
What do you mean? You think that there could have been like more than just The French Connection 1 and 2?
Absolutely.
The TV show.
There was a TV show?
I think they started it. They were gonna they were ramping one up or something with the guy from Married with Children, I think.
Oh yeah, in the '80s there was a Popeye Doyle movie.
That's it. It was a TV movie or something.
Good stuff, Joe. Yeah, you're right. Ed O'Neill played Popeye Doyle.
Holy cow, Max! You're shot out of a cannon.
That was awesome.
Were you drinking some of that vitamin water at the commercial?
I'm glad that I made the list of people that Gene Hackman should slap around, and that's quite a list you have there: Al Qaeda, ISIS, Kanye West, Tom Tetloff. I mean, I definitely deserve to be on that list.
You do. You're
Art
going.
Fisher.
You're going to the pharmacy tonight, Tom, to get medication.
All right, let's
for more
not
gout.
get started on that, please.
More gout, Tom.
Please.
Have we not figured out how to combat the gout?
Yes, with the medication, of course.
So what's going on with the gout right now?
It's just not. I have 2 pills left, and I had felt something coming on, and I just want to be safe. I'm not even taking any yet. I just want to be safe because it could hit like that, boom, while I'm sleeping. You know, so you want to be certain. That's why I have this stuff.
Have you been eating steaks?
Oh, every day, Joe. 3 times a day. Steak and eggs for breakfast, cheesesteak sandwich for lunch, and either ribeye or sirloin steak for dinner.
Tom, do you know what broccolini is?
What is broccolini?
Well, I am eating very healthy, vibrant, organic
Of
broccolini.
course you are, Max. Of course.
And I'm baking a potato, and I cut the potato in half, and I eat it totally plain with some seasoned pepper and some broccolini, and I feel revived. I got my carbs, I got my vitamins, I got my veggies, I've got my my seasoned pepper, and it keeps me going for the whole day. You need to eat healthy things.
Yeah.
What did you have for lunch?
I'll tell you. I had a turkey burger.
I love how we start talking about the French.
I know,
connection.
but
6 seconds in, we're
yeah.
talking about.
I see. Listen,
Potatoes
I'll tell you
and
what I
What is
had.
there to say about the French Connection? It's a fucking classic. Tom, what did you eat for lunch?
I had a turkey burger with lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, and cheese, and a slice of cheese, and a side salad with ranch dressing.
Can I modify that for you?
What? Yeah, sure, Sherry Straw. Modify it.
Get rid of the cheese. Get rid of the peppers. Get rid of the bread.
Why do I got to get rid of the peppers?
You don't need the peppers.
I like the peppers.
All right, I'll give you the fucking peppers if you get rid of the big
Better
giant
the peppers,
bun.
because the peppers aren't doing anything harmful.
I said you could
reason.
have peppers.
Listen, there's no reason why you shouldn't give me the peppers.
Take a little balsamic,
Balsamic.
a gentle dribble, Tom, not a ranch all over your face. A gentle dribble, my man.
Ranch.
And a little iced tea, no sugar, lemon squirted in there, a little lemon. That's good. And do that for lunch instead.
No matter what I do, Joe, I made even like the slightest step today.
I think you and Max should be in a buddy cop movie and driving around town looking at the. And Tom, you're the driver, and Max is just there, pestering you all day about what you're
Yeah,
eating.
it's like a Martin Brest movie waiting to happen.
You should have like the
You guys
the
are on
cheese-
a stakeout and fucking you come back with like a roast beef sandwich and fucking Max is all like, "What are you eating, Tom? What are you eating now?"
He starts smoking in the car, and Max just pissed off and starts running away.
You know what I found in the car the other day, Tom? Cigarette butts. Have you been smoking in the car again, Tom?
It's completely absurd, this guy with this shit, Joe. And
Oh, what I missed.
you're
You and Tom are in a car on a stakeout, and
You
he
and Tom
comes
getting
back from the store
a cop
with a
buddy
roast
cop
beef sandwich.
movie, You and I.
You're getting busted down to beat duty.
and you're just pestering him all day like a bad wife.
You two
He's eating.
jokers are tearing up the
Smoke.
town out there. I got to answer to the mayor.
Is that paste?
I swear to God, I wasn't smoking, Max. Let me smell your fingers, Thomas.
I forgot about Joe's impression of me. Tom, give me those yellow digits. I want to smell them to make sure.
Yeah, why is his impression Max sounds like Richard Simmons?
Well, what else am I gonna do? I
I don't know.
don't have any
I
angle on
guess
the guy.
Richard Simmons works.
As close as I could get.
Oh my God! Yes, I had turkey burger for lunch, Max, and a side salad, and I thought that was a great leap, and apparently it's just not good enough. You know,
It's never good.
it's never good enough. It isn't.
It's never good enough for you, Max. Well, let me tell you something, Tom. If you have a heart attack, I'll just be crestfallen, and I won't be able to catch the robbers.
Crestfallen. No, I lost my partner in crime. I knew it was going to happen. We were out there smacking the perps around each and every day. Well, he was, but now he's dead, and frankly, I'm not surprised.
The Perps.
Do I get a promotion now?
No, the Perps could sound so gay. Oh my
Tom, the fact that you can just live with it, having the gout. If I found out I had the gout, I would.
I'm a trooper, Max.
Wow. God bless you, sir.
I'm a
Rock the
trooper.
gout. Rock the gout. Tom.
I'm taking it to the grave, dude.
Well, there you have it.
Joe, how good is the French Connection?
I don't know. Is it good? Was that what we're talking about?
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be.
I'm supposed to get back into it. Max, the only thing you missed in your review there was friggin' New York City, which is the real fucking star of that.
I know, you're right. It's so crazy because I've never been to New York City.
Yeah.
It looks so intimidating to me personally. It just
Well,
looks
especially in the 70s, it looks
Yeah.
really intimidating.
it's so gnarly.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this plenty of times, Joe. Right, about cinema in the 70s.
This film, man, yeah, this is like we've brought this up about how the 70s and New York films in the 70s, how friggin' great
We've
it
covered a
is.
few.
And this,
Yeah, we've covered Death Wish and a couple
Yeah.
other films. Yeah,
this is the best. This is the best one for friggin' New York is in the 70s, man.
it's up there. It's real.
That I've seen.
It's up there on this show. Like Driller Killer was really good too.
Yeah, but this one,
Of course,
man,
this is in a different league. Yeah,
yeah, yes, I agree with you on both of those counts. But friggin' this
I
movie, man, it's
disagree.
just like
Abel Ferreira fucking rules.
it's a great movie. But I'm just saying, for the scenery, man, this was fucking awesome, man. Just seeing that shit. That shit's from my childhood, man. I just it's so weird.
right, Joe.
because
Isn't that fucked up? Because
I just lived there. You know, I was born in the Bronx, man.
Right.
So up until the time when I was like 6 or 7, so that's what it looked like to me. You know what I mean? So when I see these 70s movies in New York,
totally.
it's like it has this weird effect on
I
me.
know you lived there, Joe, but going into the city when I was young like that, like 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, like it was a really, really nightmarish experience. I mean, it was like you'd get there and like you'd get, I mean, hookers like on every street corner, like every street corner it would seem, I mean,
Yeah.
just badness everywhere. Just
I guess this and Taxi Driver, right?
of course,
Right
yeah. But
Yeah.
this film, which is what's really great about it is that it's at that time, Joe, that we've talked about where cinema really starts to take a turn. Where these gritty films using profanity and the acting performances really begin to change from out of the past, from the 50s and the 40s, and Hackman and Max mentioned this, like Hackman and Scheider just really do something different here, and
they're
it's
great.
because of people like this, and quite a few others that acting has become what it is today. And guys like Gene Hackman and guys like Roy Scheider deserve a lot of the credit, and they're both amazing. And Max, you're so right. Gene Hackman, as an 85-year-old man who doesn't work anymore, he's really missed. He's really missed. I mean, I love all of his performance. Even as similar as they might be, he is just a presence on screen that almost no one else could match. I mean, I'd like to use the word powerhouse with him. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's so great because after Robin Williams died, I took a look at a bunch of his films, and I remember being so fond of The Birdcage. And I watched that film again, and of course, I'm howling at the archetype gay characters, but Hackman in that movie, Hackman fucking destroys in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
He
He's
is
scary.
He's scary at first, but
Yeah.
then he's instantly charmed by this world. And he has no idea forever. He has no idea that he is embedded in Miami gay world, you know?
Right.
And the minute it starts to turn around and he begins to see the heart of the Nathan Lane character and falls in love with him, you know. And so by the time Hackman is walking out of the club in drag, full drag, lipstick, big blonde wig and everything, you just want to give him a hug because he got it.
Yeah.
And he's having some fun because this is a guy who never looks like he's having much fun because he's not the most versatile, but he's just an amazing, you know, I'll tell you something. And this was one of the questions I wanted to ask an actor that we were going to talk to this week who flaked. Harry Dean Stanton gave me personally the greatest acting advice I have ever heard in my life. He said, just play yourself. Even if it's a different hat, even if it's a different mustache, even if it's a this, even if it's a that, just play yourself. He got that advice from Jack Nicholson. Now, Gene Hackman is one of those guys who I think is just playing himself the whole time.
I could see that. I definitely agree with that. And it's amazing how guys like that could basically bring themselves to like every project and make the performance so extraordinary and so amazing and so powerful, you know, because you see so many other actors just like get lost as different people with different voices, you know, over and over again. But you're right, guys like Nicholson and guys like Hackman, they come in and they bring themselves and they just make these performances bigger than life. And that's interesting advice, Max. You know, that is certainly interesting advice from another great, Harry Dean Stanton. You know, Max, what I wanted to ask you coming into this, because I know you're not a sports fan whatsoever. You're not but with the exception of, I think, the Rocky films, you're not really a sports film fan per se. Can you get through Hoosiers because of Hackman?
Yeah, I loved Hoosiers.
Wow.
And I loved Hoosiers for Dennis Hopper, but I loved it more for Gene Hackman. And I got through that film. I think I've seen Hoosiers twice.
Wow.
And I do love basketball as a sport. I think it's very interesting. I've been to live basketball games. I would say if I had to choose any sport to only watch outside of boxing, it would be basketball.
Gotcha.
And I would love to see Hoosiers again. In fact, I was so blown away by Gene Hackman in The French Connection. I want to see all of Gene's films. The problem is there's too many of them.
There's a lot of them. I mean, this is a guy that was pumping out 2 or 3 films a year easy at a time when actors really didn't do that. Like, you know, if you look at the greats from that era, you know, they really, I mean, like, you would see like like Pacino one time, didn't he take like 4 or 5 years without making a movie?
He sure did.
Yeah, like in between like Cruising and like Sea of Love or Scarface and Sea of Love
yeah, with Scarface and Sea of Love, and then he came back with Revolution.
But this guy kept working. You know, he kept working all the time, and that's extraordinary. You know, he never stopped. I mean, you know what I was watching real quick, guys, before we get back, I want to hear what Dave has to say about The French Connection. Max, just another great Hackman movie with Kevin Costner is that, No Way Out. It's Costner, Hackman, and Will Patton in like this bizarre political triangle, and it was just another just a great. And you want to talk about slapping around? He literally slaps Sean Young to death in that movie.
Oh, I remember that.
You know, yeah. I mean, so he walked into her condo and started slapping her around and murdered her. You know, which set up the plot for No Way Out. So. Yeah, he's just extraordinary. I'm so glad like we could talk about a great like this. And Joe, you know, it just goes to show we got to do a show on and concentrate on one of the greats, one of the great actors.
Yeah, I've always said that. We've done so many shows, and the way that we program the themes and everything, it's just odd that we've never programmed one around an actor. You know what I mean? I was sure that one of you guys would definitely do that.
Yeah, it's funny how it's really evaded us so far. You know, I mean, it hasn't happened, and somebody's going to step up and do it one of these days. You know, without a doubt, I'm sure. You know, I mean, there's so many great ones out there. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who steps up and who doesn't. So, Pace, let's hear from Pace, man. We're back with the drug trafficking here, David. You watched The French Connection. Is this something that you've been a fan of? First time? Tell me about it.
It was actually my first time seeing it. However, it's funny because it's your first time seeing it. But as it's basically the template for the modern sort of cop movie, you see it and you go, oh man, I've seen this movie a million times. And like right down to like, hey, there's the guy getting the drugs with the switchblade, and like that whole move. That's like a total cliche now, and it originated there.
Yeah, with Friedkin.
Presumably, anyway. I mean, some fucking nerd's probably going to tell me that it actually originated with some other shit. So whatever.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, you're a big Cassavetes fanatic. Is it like films like this that like helped pave the way for Cassavetes to start doing what he's doing, or was it other types of films? Or I know Cassavetes is a different, like he's more of an art house guy, but that gritty, actors. Where the actors really are really the big thing here, where the acting is just off the charts.
Geez, man, Cassavetes. Here's what's similar with this film and Cassavetes is actually what I was saying before, is how it's such a gritty New York film.
Gotcha.
But Cassavetes' stuff is generally really low budget, where he would take acting jobs like Rosemary's Babies or whatever, and he was really the first Look, again, some nerd just like Dave was going to tell me somebody else was doing it, but he was like one of the first like true indie filmmakers, like modern independent filmmakers, where he would work outside of the system, like buy film and go and shoot a movie like Faces or something like that,
Right.
Just in his house with some of his actor friends.
Well, yeah. So there's definitely like Roger Corman was was out working outside.
Yeah, no, he was but he was a production guy. But I mean, in the sense that guys or film students or whatever now are taking money and just going and making a film. He was doing that. Like Corman had a production studio, so did Jodorowsky. He's one of those first dudes who was hitting the streets just without anybody, without anything. You know what I mean?
What's interesting to me, Joe, that you say that, and that is very interesting. The 70s, I mean, was a big time for. I mean, the directors were basically, I don't want to say running the studios, but they were basically able to do whatever they wanted to do without much interference. I mean, this is why most people hail the 70s as the greatest decade for cinema. What I certainly do. I mean, there's to me it is, but it's odd that even there was a guy out there like Cassavetes was like, I don't even want any part of that, where they're, getting basically carte blanche to make the kind of films like guys like William Friedkin and Martin Scorsese and
Heaven's Gate
and Sidney Lumet, and Michael Cimino, all those guys, were making the kinds of movies that they wanted to make. Lucas, even Spielberg, I mean, look at the amount of trust that they put in to Steven Spielberg with Jaws. I mean, they didn't know what they were getting with that.
Yeah, without a doubt, it was a neat little time where the studios were giving a lot of freedom to those.
Freedom, that's a good word.
To the auteur.
Yeah.
The director as auteur, that it was coming in the wake of the French New Wave and their Cahiers du Cinema, whatever that publication that they had. So the filmmaker as director, they basically defined, as artists in the 60s and in the late 50s and the 60s, while the French were doing it. These guys like Coppola and Scorsese were definitely influenced by what was happening over there in France.
Right.
Guys like Cassavetes, though, they were working completely outside of the studio
system.
That's so
crazy. That's so funny.
Where Coppola, Spielberg was working started from the bottom at the studio. So did Coppola was working through the studio system. So was Scorsese to more in the New York area. But Cassavetes would take. You got to check out some of his stuff, man. But yeah, this movie, The French
Joe,
Connection.
I do want to check out. I'm sorry to cut you off. I do want to check out Cassavetes, but Billy told me not to.
Yeah. Well, this film looks a lot like The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, and that's a good place to start with Cassavetes. It's right in the middle. Really gritty New York.
So there you go. So you do
film,
see Friedkin influencing someone like Cassavetes a little bit with a film.
Oh, and just like what Dave said, man. I mean, he friggin' set the cast the mold for the modern cop film and the friggin' car chase. I mean, I know Frankenheimer did a lot with his car movie, Grand Prix, I think it was called. But this friggin' movie with that car chase, I mean, you see, it's like the template for every friggin' movie that came after it. And until, they started getting too special effectsy, and then you get Tarantino going back to this for his film Death. What was it?
Death Proof.
Death Proof, yeah. Which is taking a car and actually friggin' driving through the streets. Yeah, great sequence.
Yeah, definitely. It is a great sequence. And also, I'd like to mention that I've always, as much as I've liked the chase scene in The French Connection, Friedkin in the 80s goes back and does it in Los Angeles and To Live and Die in LA. And even if you just take the time, like, first of all, I love To Live and Die in LA. It's a beautiful movie. It's a really great film. I mean, it's a beautiful looking film, but his car chase scene, I think he outdoes himself from The French Connection, like 12, 13 years later. It's a marvelous, intense, visceral chase scene, and it's worth checking. I want our listeners, I mean, if you watched William Friedkin movies, and I'm sure most people who listen to the show have, if you haven't seen To Live and Die in LA, please check it out. I own the fucking thing. I love it so much. It's the kind of movie I put on once a year, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never seen it, man, so I'm going to put it on my queue.
That would be cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's got Dafoe and William Peterson, so it's excellent. It's excellent.
I'll tell you what, Tom. You watch the Killing of a Chinese Bookie, and I'll watch To Live and Die in LA. How about that?
Okay, how about we do this to make it happen, to make sure it happens after the season concludes, after a few weeks. Let's just, you and I get together, watch those, not get together, but we'll watch those two films, and you and I will get on for a half hour or so and talk.
Why not get together? What the fuck is that?
We gotta get together anyway.
Why don't you two get together and watch the movies together and then record together?
Cool, Tom has trouble getting out of the town.
Yeah, you know why? Because he has acute inflammatory arthritis, a red hot, tender, swollen joint. He will like the fact that gout is called the disease of kings, or a rich man's disease. But the truth is, it's a crystallization of uric acid. It is a very dangerous, traumatic ailment. Maybe you could help yourself with some coffee, vitamin C, or dairy products, as well as, God forbid, physical fitness. That might decrease the risk.
What do you know?
So what do I know? I'm sitting here studying the gout while you decide.
God forbid physical fitness.
You're not going to go watch the movie. I think that would be an interesting slant. I don't mean go watch the movie, actually sit down with you and watch the movie. But I'm saying we watch those two movies and do a mini episodes. What if you watched it together? I think that'd be very interesting.
Listen, Joe, the more and more you do that impression of Max, the more and more Max does this impression of me that makes me sound like a complete and total fucking stupid idiot. It's getting slower and worse every episode. Like, I am surprised that he doesn't end each sentence when he does me with duh. Exactly.
You know what I got, guys? I got loss of function mutations. And you're proud of that? Yeah.
I never said I'm proud of it.
I just got to work on my body mass indexes. Tom. Tom.
I'm going to bust you guys down to traffic duty.
Sergeant Vanilla.
You see, Tom, your disgusting habits have gotten us demoted to walking the beat.
But he blamed
on not me. All I did was eat my cheeseburger.
Like, he just left me alone. If he just left me alone and let me eat my cheeseburger and didn't complain about it and let it interfere in the job, we wouldn't be on traffic duty.
They bust into a New York apartment. They both have their guns drawn. Tom's eating a cheeseburger, and Max has his facial cream on his. All right, freeze. Tom's
do an
hand slips up.
antibacterial wipe on the door handle before they kick it in. You know,
He's gonna I'm not gonna touch that disgusting perpetrator. You get him, Tom.
you cuff him, Tommy.
Hey, Max.
It so figures that Tom would wind up handcuffed to a shitty, stinky bed by a filthy whore.
Oh God.
And I've got to come bail him out.
I hope I don't have any ex-girlfriends listening to this. Yeah, you got to come bail me out. Hey, listen, Joe. This is the movie. This is the movie you should be making.
That would be hilarious, man. If we can do that.
Seriously.
I would make that in a heartbeat.
Oh my God! All right, guys, we're gonna move on to Blow in a couple minutes, or we're gonna continue our fun. Unless anybody else has anything to say about the French Connection, William Friedkin, Gene Hackman, say your piece now. Otherwise, Dave Pace is gonna introduce Blow.
All right, I just wanted to say the Hackman performance in this is fucking so good.
Yeah.
And I love the down ending, right? I love the fact that this whole film, he is consumed by getting these guys. He doesn't give a fuck, right? He's going to fuck that guy's car up. You know, hey, I'm seizing your car, man. And then he's going to fuck that guy's car up and not give a fuck. Like there is not a second of hesitation.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm going to rip this motherfucker's car apart. I'm going to fucking do anything to get these guys. And then in the end, it's like, yeah, they were transferred out of the narcotics division.
Yeah.
Kind of shuffled off to other fucking jobs. Because it's like, hey, you know what? You're kind of a psycho. You know, but like,
and then the people who are involved, it's like, oh, they got $50 fine.
yeah, exactly.
Isn't that the
You got a
Isn't that the
$50
world?
fine.
But like that's what it is. Like that shit will eat you up, you know. And it was really cool to see that shit eat Hackman up, you know. It was
Ate him
amazing.
up.
Hey, I got something to with that. What you were just saying, like this guy's obsessed with getting. I was thinking how cool it would be if you didn't know that there was actually a friggin' drug deal that had gone down, and all you see is this guy's obsession to friggin' bust these guys, and you're not sure if there's actually something to what he's fucking doing, you know? 'Cause, like he's on the hunt. I don't know. I thought that was crazy, and just another fucking great Hackman movie that's right in line with that sort of obsession. It just reminded me of it. The Conversation.
Right, that's Coppola, right?
Yeah, Coppola, one of the fucking great movies of the 70s, man.
Is that might be the only that might have been the only time they worked together too, Coppola and Hackman. God,
Yeah,
he's got
it's
so many great movies, Gene Hackman.
Brilliant movie.
It's
man.
sickening how good he is. It's
Yeah,
really crazy how like you put somebody on screen like that and they just come at you. I mean, just look even at the end of his life. Like I just love watching him in the Royal Tenenbaums. It's one of the funniest performances.
Well, don't write him off yet.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus, Tom.
Well, no matter what, it's
I don't
still
think
one of
he's walking around with the gout. I think he's riding motorcycles right now.
no matter what, it's still one of his last films. I mean, even if he made another film.
Oh, forget Tannenbaums. I don't want to yank off to that goddamn Wes Anderson. If that Jeremy Garcia yanks off one more time to Wes Anderson, I'm unfriending him. I'm so tired of these children making movies.
Oh, come on. Don't say that about Wes Anderson.
Children.
Odd little
Oh.
children with trust funds who make funky little tinky antique movies.
boy.
Oh, my God.
I love it. I love it. I mean,
I
I
bet
don't
you do.
agree. I don't agree with you, Max, but I love it.
And I'll tell you something else. The Conversation is one of the biggest snores in the history of cinema. You've got to see Blowout instead. Brian De Palma's Blowout.
Right.
Watch that instead. If you want the same thing,
Yeah, but
essentially
Blowout.
The Lives of
Blowout
Others
is
as
a-
well is an excellent.
The Lives of Others.
what do
great.
you
But
think of the
Blowout-
Conversation, Dave?
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Oh my God, it's like swimming in molasses. You'll kill yourself, believe me. And I love everyone involved, but I don't understand the shine on that one.
Blowout was just basically like just ripped off the Conversation, man. It's such a that would be an interesting show.
Well, that's one of De Palma's best movies, and it's so funny too because Blowout. Like I was obsessed with Blowout, and I read a lot about it, and I think at the time when it came out, it wasn't heralded as much as it is even today. And most people, I remember reading about it being people like a lot of the critics a lot of the audience were saying that it was like kind of outdated, where that if the film had been made like 10 years earlier, it would have been like a bona fide masterpiece. Now it's become a cult classic and it is a masterpiece, but it's just weird how he really got, like, De Palma got like fucking beat up, man.
I'm so sick of Brian De Palma being beat up. I really am. We need to do.
I like Brian De Palma.
I like De Palma too.
It's such a glaring ripoff of the conversation. That's why he got beat up. I mean, he just basically lifted the whole movie.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
it's so
it
funny.
really is. Man.
Yeah, it's so funny that De Palma spent his career lifting, like, say, Coppola's Conversation and a ton of Hitchcock stuff. Yeah. And then Tarantino spends a career ripping off.
Yeah. What's that about? Tarantino is more derivative of everything than De Palma ever was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
De Palma made a better movie than The Conversation, and he gets static.
All right, guys. Listen, from Blowout to Blow, Dave Pace, do it up, dude. Popeye Doyle movie.
That's it. It was a TV movie or something.
Good stuff, Joe. Yeah, you're right. Ed O'Neill played Popeye Doyle.
Holy cow, Max! You're shot out of a cannon.
That was awesome.
Were you drinking some of that vitamin water at the commercial?
I'm glad that I made the list of people that Gene Hackman should slap around. And that's quite a list you have there. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Kanye West, Tom Tetloff. I mean, I definitely deserve to be on that list.
You do. You're going to the pharmacy tonight, Tom, to get medication.
All right, let's not get started on that, please.
More gout, Tom?
Please.
Have we not figured out how to combat the gout?
Yes, with the medication, of course.
So what's going on with the gout right now?
It's just not. I have 2 pills left. And I had felt something coming on, and I just want to be safe. I'm not even taking any yet. I just want to be safe because it could hit like that, boom, while I'm sleeping. You know, so you want to be certain. That's why I have this stuff.
Have you been eating steaks?
Every day, Joe. 3 times a day. Steak and eggs for breakfast, cheesesteak sandwich for lunch, and either.
You've got a stupid smile. You know that, pal? Can you see it? Huh? Good. Did you smile when the bulldozer ran over the black kid's body? Did you? Did you smile when the bodies were covered over? Did you? Get up here. Come on. Did you smile that same stupid smile? Huh? Did you?
Whoa. Whew. I need to calm down. That's not Gene Hackman as Jimmy Popeye Doyle from Billy Friedkin's The French Connection. That's Hackman as Agent Anderson from Alan Parker's Mississippi Burning. The point is, everyone needs to be smacked around by Gene Hackman at least thrice in their stupid, worthless lives. Where is Gene Hackman? Where is he? Why doesn't he act anymore? What happens to these iconic actor guys, these aging badasses who simply slip away from our cinematic witnessings of them? Hackman's only 85. Ah, shit, that is pretty old. But at least he's still smacking them around out there. No, I'm serious. Here, according to Wikipedia, on October 30th, 2012, Hackman slapped a homeless man who recognized him in downtown Santa Fe. Hackman told the police that the homeless man became angry when he was classic this is. How fast-paced and absorbing and intense and provocative it is. And Gene deserves to smack me around for that. I loved it. And I want to see it again. And Roy Scheider's in it. Ooh, Roy plays Gene's partner, Buddy Russo. They're so good together. Look at Roy Scheider's career. Jaws, Marathon Man, all that jazz, The French Connection. How fucking kick-ass is his resume? Poor Roy. He's long dead. Oh, I miss acting so much. The French Connection makes me want to get back to it. Anyway, I want Gene to smack around ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Kanye West, everyone in Congress, anyone who hunts or maims or abuses animals, Hart D. Fisher, and one of my neighbors. I want Gene Hackman in his Popeye pork pie to smack around anyone I determine deserves it. It's too bad Popeye Doyle failed as a franchisable character. I think he could have gone the distance.
What do you mean? You think that there could have been like more than just the French Connection 1 and 2?
Absolutely.
The TV show.
There was a TV show?
I think they started it. They were ramping one up or something with the guy from Married with Children, I think.
Oh, yeah, in the 80s, there was a
used money, called his wife an obscene name, and moved in close to a threatening manner to Gene. Hackman also told the police that he was then forced to slap the man to fend him off. No charges were filed, as it was determined by police that Hackman acted in self-defense. You're goddamn right he acted in self-defense. That homeless man's lucky Gene didn't pour a giant can of trash all over him. And I'll tell you something else. Some of these clowns around here at the Cutting Room Movie Podcast could stand to be smacked around a little by Gene Hackman. Take our host, Tom Detloff, for example. Oh, he could use a swift kick in the hindquarters and a rap across the yap by Gene. Yeah, I see it. There's Tom, standing around at the bar, smoking a disgusting cigarette. And old Gene just walks right up, pulls a cigarette out of Tom's lips, stomps out the cigarette, and starts smacking Tom all over the tavern. Smile.
The tavern! The tavern!
Did you smile when you changed the cutting room schedule to accommodate your goddamn stupid fucking season opener baseball game? Did you? Did you smile when you left Nomad Iris drunk at the bar, puking his filthy insides out like a goddamn animal, leaving the poor female bartender to clean up his disgusting awful mess? Did you? Did you smile when you chose to spend your hard-earned waiter bucks on cigarettes and beer versus a decent laptop that could take your show to the next level? Did you?
Oh, Tom. One thing I will say, I am so happy I was assigned the honor of introducing the French Connection here in the Cutting Room. Growing up, this film just never did anything for me. I don't know, I didn't get it. It was gritty and dirty and brown looking and gross, and everyone was just haggard, and everyone looked ugly and worn out and smacked around by Gene Hackman as Popeye Doyle. I didn't understand why he was called Popeye. I didn't follow all the international drug stuff, the storylines, the plot. I don't know, everyone talks about the, famous car chase. The famous car chase. It's not a car chase. It's a subway car chase. It didn't register with me that it remains, to this day, I might add, one of the most harrowing scenes of a man hell-bent on justice that any of us has ever seen in our lives. I didn't see it. I didn't see what else Friedkin was doing with the form beyond The Exorcist. I was a 1-year-old when this thing was released. It's taken me 44 years to see what a monumental classic